Most people wait for the perfect moment, but what if that moment never comes? As the sun dipped below the horizon, a boy sat beside his grandfather on the old wooden porch. His heart was heavy. He had dreams, big ones, but doubt clouded his mind. What if I fail? What if I'm not ready? Maybe I should wait just a little longer. The old man, wise and patient, noticed the boy's troubled expression. He rocked gently in his chair, then spoke, his voice steady as time itself. Do you know the difference between those who succeed and those who don't? The boy hesitated, unsure how to answer. His grandfather smiled, eyes twinkling with wisdom. Let me tell you a story. In a quiet village, much like ours, lived two farmers. Both had the same dream, to grow the best crops, feed their families, and build a better future. But how they pursued that dream made all the difference. The first farmer was cautious, too cautious. Every morning he stepped outside and looked up at the sky. What if it doesn't rain? What if pests destroy my crops? What if the soil isn't good enough? So he waited and waited. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. By the time he finally decided to plant, the rains had come and gone. His crops struggled. He barely had enough to survive. That winter, his family sat around a nearly empty table. The only thing heavier than their hunger was his regret. But he comforted himself, saying, next time, I'll wait for the perfect moment. Except, the perfect moment never came. The grandfather looked at the boy. His voice softened. Do you know someone like that? The boy swallowed hard. Yes, he did. Maybe too well. The old man sighed, then continued. The second farmer didn't wait. He tilled the soil with his bare hands, planted his seeds, prayed for rain. When the rain was late, he carried water from the river. When pests attacked, he fought to protect his crops. One year, the drought was so bad that cracks ran through his field. He nearly lost hope. But instead of waiting, he dug a deeper well. His harvest wasn't always the biggest, but it was always something. And year after year, his farm grew, his knowledge grew, his wealth grew. Meanwhile, the first farmer, still waiting, the old man fell quiet. The boy stared into the darkness, deep in thought. Fireflies blinked like tiny stars. The trees whispered in the wind. Then the grandfather turned to him and asked, so, when the time comes to chase your dreams, will you wait like the first farmer, or will you plant like the second? The boy inhaled sharply. His mind raced. He looked at his grandfather, then at the fire. Slowly, he reached forward and picked up a small seed from the wooden table between them. He knew the answer. A slow smile spread across the old man's face. He nodded. But what about you? Will you keep waiting for the perfect moment, or will you start planting today? This is Hekima Advices. If you like the story, subscribe, like, and share.